Pamela.
I'm Ebong.
And I'm Kate.
And today we're dishing with you from Current, which is located at 1215 Connecticut Avenue Northwest in DuPont Circle.
And today we are joined by Aidah Fontenot, a very talented local artist. She's a photographer and she does hand-painted everything, including clothing design. Aidah, thank you for joining us. Hope you're well.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
So Aidah, tell us how you got started in clothing design and why do you choose to hand paint?
Well, my background is actually in fine art. I went to a fine arts academy when I was in elementary school. So I started very early. Just my entire life has been art. So to me, exploring different mediums is just kind of what I do and what I'm born to do. So I painted basically on everything. From the walls to the ceiling.
You're like one of those kids that the parents are like, what are you doing?
Exactly. Crayons everywhere. I painted on furniture and then I started painting on clothes, and that's where it came from.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So your designs are so very unique, not only because you have the symbol, I guess, like, is that a fleur-de-lis, maybe, is that?
It's all organically inspired. I grew up in San Diego, so I was outdoors all the time, always with nature, always with artists, so everything I do is just inspired by natural elements.
Okay, okay. And where do you use natural materials then? Is everything
I do.
natural?
Not all of my materials are. It's really the dyes in the fabrics that are the worst for the environment. So I'm not able to do it with everything I do, but I am going to have an organic collection where the dyes and everything will all be natural.
They speak about an organic collection, but this is not your first collection that we want to talk about today. You started out with jersey and more of kind of t-shirt material, and you've moved on to silk.
Yes.
What are your favorite materials to work with?
Satins and silks and cottons are my favorite. I try to use stretch fabrics in all my designs because it's more forgiving for women. I like to design for women that have curves.
We like that.
Exactly. For everyday women. It's not just for, the high fashion models. It's very practical, very everyday. So I use stretch materials that are comfortable.
And also you have a men's line as well, do you not?
I do.
Yes.
Is this brand new? Is this brand new?
Are you going to compete with Ebong?
No, we're absolutely not in competition at all.
No, not at all. And even if we were, we're friends.
We'll still work
we
together.
can coexist.
Well, tell us about your men's line. Is it also hand-painted?
It will be. There will be very small hand-painted designs on the menswear. It's going to be casual wear.
Okay.
So it's like lounge pants, comfortable turtlenecks. It's going to be available in the fall. So it'll be turtlenecks, long sleeve crew necks, things like that.
Did you have your challenges with distribution once you started? Because I know, depending on your business model, I mean, I went to some similar challenges back in the beginning, and going into what you're trying to do, accordance with your vision, did you have any challenges with being able to distribute via internet, obviously, but in other aspects as well?
Absolutely, because I try to be an ethical designer in everything that I do, all my practices. So I try to stay away from major factories where I don't really know what's going on. So that's why everything in my collection is handmade and hand-painted to order. Yeah. Because also it saves on leftover fabric that I may use. I save all my leftover material, which I'll use for art projects or things like that. So I try to keep it handmade to order so that I don't have to deal with the factories and.
So are you toiling away, just sewing all of those things
Are you doing this all yourself?
Yes,
I
do so. A lot of the things are made by me, yes.
And how did you come up with, do you sketch everything before you do it? How do you come up with the different designs? And do you just drape them on yourselves to see if they're good for a woman's body? Okay.
Yes, absolutely. I'm a size medium. I'm a mid-size, girl. So I try to choose my models within the same range because obviously, naturally in designing, I design stuff that I want to wear, so it looks best on a woman that has a little bit of curves, which I think most women do. So it's pretty practical. So that's the idea. I kind of design what I want to wear.
Yeah.
Now you're celebrating your 1-year anniversary, right? You've been in business for one full year, which says a lot because I know how challenging, especially during these challenging economic times, to start a business and keep it going. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy. I've had a lot of support from DC. I'm not from DC. I do love it here because it's such a huge network and everyone here, young professionals like us, really support each other. So
absolutely.
But what is it like to be a young designer in DC? This is not a place that has previously been known as a fashion capital, although it absolutely is now. So what is it like to be in that up-and-coming fashion capital? I'm a designer here.
It's very exciting. Actually, I think I would want to be here as opposed to starting in LA or starting in New York, where it's absolutely inundated with new designers. Here, it's easier for me to make connections. People remember me. And there's not as much going on just yet, so I'd rather be part of something that is just blossoming rather than trying to get into something that's already been around.
Right, you're blazing a trail.
Trailblazer. What's your next ideas in terms of your designs and where you see taking your company?
Well, I'm not going to stay here in the States. I'm actually going to be traveling a lot this summer and fall to different countries in Europe.
To source fabric or just to see ideas?
To get some clients out there, hopefully get into some boutiques and things out there. So I'm definitely pushing it international right away.
So where can we find you here in the city? Are you mostly online, or can we find you in some boutiques around DC?
Mostly online. Like I said, it's made to order. I am in a couple of boutiques, Lady Gooch on U Street and Sangaree Boutique in Georgetown.
That is
very great places to be.
I know.
Well, Aidah, thank you so much for being with us and for sharing all of your talents with us and with the city of Washington, D.C. We look forward to celebrating your first anniversary and seeing all of the wonderful walks down the runway.
Thank you so much.
And you, be sure to watch Aidah as she moves from D.C. across the pond, and come back next time right here on the District Dish.